This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's discussion is 5 stages of building a business. And we talk about this often as people talk about ideas for businesses and investing businesses and where they're going to put money, where they're going to allocate to startups, to other businesses. And we think of this in 5 stages of building a business. The first is somebody has an idea, and ideas themselves I view as very, very, commoditized. Very few people have an idea that's a game changer. I'm sure some do, but this is the very first stage. And this in building a business is what I think of as a very, very big funnel. Is somebody has an idea for a product, a service, a business, whatever it is. The second stage is, and this is a big step forward, is that someone has actually developed a product or idea or service, that they've taken the idea and made it a product or service. So it's no longer just an idea. It's actually a product or service. And this is, narrows this funnel down a great deal, because most people never get to that spot where they've actually turned something from, idea to product or service. The third stage to me is the next important stage, and a very important stage, that the business actually starts to have some level of revenues and sales. You've actually generated some customers. Some customer wants to buy your product or service. So now you've moved far beyond the idea, which is a huge funnel, to a much smaller category of people that have actually developed the business, to a third category. You actually have revenues and sales. The fourth category, and depending on what type of business you want to get here sooner rather than later, is the business actually has some level of profitability, that you're making money, you're cash flow, and you're making money. It's not just you've got revenues going on, some revenues coming in, but you're losing lots of money, but you're actually making some money. And finally, the fifth stage is you're making some money, and you're able to figure out how to rinse, repeat, grow the business, develop the business further, and you go from there. You actually get to that next stage of building a business to a much more serious level. That's what we think of as the fifth stage of building a business. You've scaled it, you've built teams, you're going a whole different level of business. But again, the 5 stages of building a business, we talk about this often: idea, then actual product or service, then actual revenues, then actual profits, and then scaling. Obviously, in some VC-funded businesses, the scaling and the profitability may go in different orders. But at the end of the day, for most businesses, we think of it in that order, those 5 stages of building a business. So many other stages, but those are the core 5 stages. Thank you so much for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast.